Hello, Jessica Frost-Ballas here for MFT Stamps. Today I'm sharing a cheery no stamping card using the Freshly Picked and Hip Hip Hooray Die-namics. So let's get started. First, I die cut the Freshly Picked Die-namics with white cardstock and colored them with Copic markers. The die set comes with the picture and main arrangement, and then individual dies for some of the leaves and flowers. I colored the main arrangement first using green Copic markers in the shades of G20, G21, G24, and G28. I didn't worry about going over the flowers with the greens because I knew the individual dies would cover them up. I also took a piece of purple tape and temporarily adhered all of my individual pieces to the tape so that they would be easier to color. On the MFT website, there's a great layering guide for the set to show you exactly where the smaller leaves and berries should be placed. After I was done with the greenery, I started coloring my flowers. I used R23, 25, and 29 for the daisy, and Y35 and 38 for the daisy center, V12, V15, and V17 for the berries, YR02, 61, and 65 for the tulips, and R32, 35, and 37 for the rose. You could scribble color onto a piece of white cardstock and then die cut the individual pieces from that, or use colored cardstock, but I prefer to color directly on the die cuts so that I can add shading more accurately. Once I was finished coloring, I adhered the flowers and leaves to the arrangement using liquid adhesive. Again, I used the layering guide on MFT's website to make sure I was placing everything in the correct spot. Then I went back, mostly with my green markers, to add a little more variation and shading to the greenery. Once the flowers were in place, it was easy to see what needed more. Then I colored the picture using toner grays in 0, 2, 4, and 6. The arrangement has a helpful tab at the bottom that adheres to the picture, so when I was finished coloring, I placed a piece of score tape along that tab and adhered it to the picture. Off camera, I die cut the Hooray from Hip Hip Hooray 3 times from black cardstock and adhered them together to create a thick chipboard-like sentiment. I also die cut the Hip Hip from the top of an A2 panel of white cardstock and reserved the letters and centers of the peas. Next, I temporarily adhered the sentiment letters to purple tape and colored them with Copics in the same shade as my rose, R32, 35, and 37. I created an ombre blend from the top of one word to the bottom of the next. Then I applied a lot of adhesive to a white panel cut to 4 by 5 1/4 and adhered it behind my Hip Hip panel. Since I used a lot of adhesive, my die cut letters easily fit in and adhered to the card panel without needing additional adhesive. I kept the lighter word on top and the darker word on the bottom. I also added back in the center of the peas that was originally cut from white cardstock. Then I adhered the picture of flowers using a mix of ATG and liquid adhesive. I used a thin layer of liquid adhesive to adhere the Hooray over the bottom of the picture. Then I placed a piece of scrap cardstock over the panel and pressed down firmly to make sure everything was well adhered. Once the glue was dry, I added a layer of Spectrum Noir Clear Sparkle to the flowers and a thin layer of Crystal Glaze to the flower centers and berries to finish my card. And that's it. I hope you enjoyed my card and it gives you some cheery springtime inspiration for the last few weeks of winter. Thanks so much for watching, have an amazing day, and happy crafting! Bye!